Rain pelted the cracked sidewalks of downtown as horns blared and tires hissed over puddles. People rushed beneath umbrellas and newspaper shields, trying to outrun the storm. Among the sea of soaked commuters, a man in a worn brown jacket stood, motionless, his hand stretched toward the curb. Daniel had been waiting for nearly 20 minutes, hoping to catch a taxi before his shift at the restaurant. His shoes were soaked, his backpack heavier with each drop, but his eyes remained fixed on the blinking yellow light of the approaching cab. Just as he stepped forward, a woman brushed past him, stiletto heels clacking on the wet pavement, her breath fogging in the air. The cab stopped. She reached for the handle. Daniel hesitated for only a moment before smiling softly. "Take it," he said, motioning toward the cab. "You look like you've got somewhere more important to be." The woman blinked, her dark eyes meeting his. She looked exhausted, face flushed, hair escaping her tidy bun, and a designer coat clinging to her from the rain. She studied him, then the taxi, then back to him. "Are you sure?" she asked, hesitating. Daniel nodded. "Yeah, I can walk, or wait for another." "Don't worry about it." She stepped into the cab, but before the door shut, she paused. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice nearly lost in the rain. Daniel just waved her off with a shrug, already turning away as the taxi disappeared into traffic. He didn't know her name, didn't even ask. And he wouldn't recognize her face again if he saw it, at least. Not immediately. But she remembered him. Oh, she remembered him. Her name was Maya Sterling. One of the youngest self-made millionaires in the city. Founder of an ethical fashion empire, regular speaker at women's conferences, face on Forbes, and under more pressure than most would guess. That morning, she'd been late to a career-defining pitch. Her driver canceled last minute, her phone died mid-call, and she'd been racing on foot through the rain, anxiety gnawing at her chest. The kindness of a stranger, one who didn't know who she was or what she was worth, cut through her chaos like sunlight through storm clouds. She made the meeting with 30 seconds to spare. The pitch went through, and later that night, when she sat curled on her penthouse couch with a steaming cup of tea and a warm blanket, she couldn't shake the image of that man's tired but gentle face. Weeks passed. Maya went on with her whirlwind life, but every now and then, her mind drifted back to the rainy street, to the stranger who gave her a gift she never paid for, compassion without condition. Daniel, meanwhile, kept on with life the way he always had. He worked double shifts at the small Italian restaurant, saving every dollar for his little sister's medical bills. He didn't have dreams anymore, just responsibilities, rent, food, hospital appointments. He didn't expect life to give him miracles. He'd stopped believing in those long ago. One evening, 2 months later, Maya sat in the backseat of her chauffeur's car, idly scrolling through emails. They were passing through the older part of town when her driver stopped at a red light. Through the rain-smeared window, she spotted a familiar figure darting across the intersection, hoodie pulled over his head, backpack swinging behind. "Wait," she said, her voice catching. "Back up." The driver frowned. "Ma'am, please. Turn around." 2 minutes later, her car idled outside a tiny restaurant with a flickering sign. Maya stepped out, ignoring the rain as she pushed open the door. Inside, the smell of garlic and marinara filled the warm air. And behind the counter, she saw him. Daniel was wiping down a table, his face flushed from the kitchen heat. He looked up as the bell jingled, offering his routine greeting. "Welcome to Mateo's table for..." He stopped. Maya smiled. "Hi, I think I owe you a taxi ride." His eyes widened, then narrowed, recognition dawning slowly. "Wait, you..." "The rushed woman in the rain," she said, stepping closer. "I never forgot you." Daniel blinked. "That was nothing. You looked like you needed it." Maya studied his face. "You're still kind." He looked away, suddenly self-conscious. "What brings you here?" "Honestly," she said, smoothing her coat. I've been looking for you." Daniel laughed quietly, the sound more bitter than amused. "Well, you found me. Table for one." "I'm not here to eat." She hesitated. "I want to help you." That caught him off guard. "Help me." You helped me that day, more than you know. I'd have lost a major deal. Maybe more. I haven't stopped thinking about it since. You gave without expecting anything. Asterisk, I don't want anything, he said firmly. I'm not looking for a handout. Asterisk, this isn't charity, she replied. This is gratitude, respect, and maybe a chance to pay it forward. Tell me what you need. Asterisk, Daniel glanced around. The manager was glaring from the kitchen, waving for him to keep working. I need to finish this shift, he said softly. Asterisk, Maya nodded. Then I'll wait. Asterisk, for the next 2 hours, she sat at the counter, sipping coffee and watching him move. It was humbling, this millionaire in designer heels, waiting quietly for a man who had no idea how much he altered her life. When he finally clocked out, they stepped outside into the night. The rain had stopped. The city was calmer now. Asterisk, walk with me, she asked. Asterisk, they strolled through quiet streets. Daniel told her about his sister, about the debt, about the exhaustion. Maya listened intently, never interrupting. Asterisk, I used to dream of owning a restaurant, he confessed. But life had other plans. Asterisk, what if I told you, Maya said slowly, that I could help with those plans? Asterisk, Daniel stopped walking. Why would you do that? Asterisk, she looked at him, eyes clear. Because this world needs more people like you, and people like me. We can do more when we're reminded of the goodness still out there. Asterisk, in the months that followed, Daniel's life transformed. Maya became not just a benefactor, but a friend, guiding him through business plans, connecting him to investors. Eventually, they opened a cozy cafe together, right in the heart of the neighborhood where he'd once walked to work in the rain. Kind Grounds, they called it, serving more than coffee, offering community, warmth, and stories shared over fresh bread and hope. Asterisk, Daniel's sister got the treatment she needed. The hospital bills vanished under a fund Maya helped him establish, and though she remained in her world of boardrooms and cameras, Maya often returned to Kind Grounds just to sit across from Daniel and sip the simple coffee he brewed for her. Asterisk, they were never lovers, though many whispered they should have been. What they shared was deeper, a bond born not of romance, but of respect and gratitude, a reminder that even the smallest kindness could ripple into something far greater. Asterisk, and somewhere in the quiet corner of their cafe, a plaque hung above a small table, engraved with words Daniel chose. Asterisk, one rainy day, he gave away a taxi and gained a reason to believe again. Asterisk, because in a world rushing by, sometimes it only takes one pause, one act of selflessness to change to lives forever.